What's up? What's up?
Man, what's up, YouTube family?
All right, YouTube, we are back. But today we're going to get into what is a woman?
Oh, man.
That documentary.
Yeah,
I know. That thing right there is...
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Yes, let's make it do what it do, baby.
I know. Wait,
what is a woman?
Well, I'm a woman.
What is a fan?
Well, I'm a woman. And a lot of you have posted in the comments that a woman is a female.
That's simple.
That's simple.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody even went in as far as like describing the different parts of a plant. That male plants have the stamina, and then the females have I forget what part it was. So I've learned that in school as well. And that's just plants. So it's kind of simple. But as far as what is woman, a human being, woman, a female?
All day.
All day, every day.
Every day, just like a fan is a fan.
Yep. So it says here, what is a woman? Well, I'm kind of offended by the question because I am one. And it should be a simple answer to that. It should be a very simple answer.
To some people, it's not simple.
It's a very simple answer.
To some people, it's not.
Okay, so who birthed you?
You talking to me?
No, anybody. Who birthed children?
But the doctor.
Shocker.
He had took me out of my mama's womb.
Your mother?
My mother, yeah.
Is she a?
Oh, she a woman.
Woman, right? Okay, we got it.
Man, I got it, man.
Yes.
Hey, I'm doing good, man.
I
am so proud of myself.
I'm so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too.
Now, hero cookie.
Now you want to know the amazing part though?
What's the amazing part?
I was also born
by a woman.
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Man. Oh man, that is so amazing.
But I guess sometimes it's just more than an anatomy.
I thought you was Never mind.
You're not even gonna deal with him today. But I guess this question has been posed because some people.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is a good question, though, man. You know, when somebody, they're dealing with something.
No, when you ask them what is a mother,
no. When somebody else is dealing with something, identity crisis, it's good to ask them. Can you explain to me what is your definition of a woman? I mean, just
okay. If you want to take it there, what is the definition of a black woman? What is the definition of an Asian woman? What is the definition of a white woman?
Okay,
I mean, come on.
Give it to you right now. Black woman. You ready to hear the answer? Is a black woman. White woman is a white woman. Asian woman is an Asian woman.
Hispanic woman
is a Hispanic woman.
Dominican woman.
I don't know. I'm just playing.
Okay.
It's a Dominican woman.
But I guess coming from a woman, the question kind of doesn't make any sense to be asked. But Matt Walsh did this documentary.
I haven't seen the movie yet. We
have not saw. We did.
I ain't trying to interrupt your talking, but I want to get to the movie.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I like the trailer so much. The trailer was good.
Oh my God,
man, it was good.
Man,
so when you told me you got the movie, I'm like, man, I can't wait to watch this thing, man. So, man.
Now we're not gonna do all of it today. We're gonna do a little portion of it, at least 30 minutes or so.
30 minutes.
We're gonna see how far we can go.
Okay.
Let's see how far we can
take.
Okay, how much we can take.
All right. Cool.
All right. Let's get into it. Okay, you know what?
Stop
Don't
playing.
do that. Whatever. Okay, I gotta keep it small and then make it big. Okay, there we go. Oops.
Okay, we're gonna move there.
Being a dad is one of the great privileges of my life. Give my son a BB gun, and that's just about all the emotional support he needs. My daughter, on the other hand, I've heard people say that there are no differences between male and female. Those people are idiots.
They are. He
I'm
said it.
I'm a father of 4. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things. But making sense of females is a whole other matter. Even astrophysicist Stephen Hawking, who could come up with a theory on black holes, was completely dumbfounded by women.
Because we're amazing.
They are a complete mystery.
And now our culture is telling us that the differences between girls and boys don't matter. That if you identify as something, then you are that thing. How do we help our kids make sense of this when they're bombarded with conflicting messages about gender and identity? Forget trying to figure out women. The real question is, what is a woman?
As you grow, your body changes from that of a young girl to that of a woman. Soon, Molly will be a young woman, having dates, going to dances in lovely romantic dresses.
The boy's shoulders are broad and his body muscular, while the girl's body is more curved.
I'd like to know more about different kinds of hormones.
The presence of these hormones in the blood brings about many changes in the bodies of both boys and girls.
It seemed so simple back then.
Being a woman is one of the things I like the best about myself. I think you'll like it too.
I like to come out here to think. Nature seems to always tell the truth, even when we don't want to hear it. Truth is, I'm not very good at fishing. But what is truth? Is there a truth? Is this what progress looks like? Can my boys really become girls? Do I have 4 daughters? Do I now have to pay for 4 weddings? Is there a son trapped in my daughter's body?
Jesus Christ.
If so, how do I get him out? Are any of my kids who they claim to be? Who are these people? Who am I?
If you can't laugh,
I
okay.
better see a therapist.
In the state of Tennessee, I'm a licensed marital and family therapist, which basically means I've been trained up to think about like systems, family systems, how we were raised up, how that shapes who we are today.
So on your website, if you'll bear with me,
Sure.
quoting, you say, I use a combination of approaches in my therapeutic work, including anti-oppression, feminist, and narrative frameworks. I rely deeply on systems theory and understanding that individuals are products of and in dialogue with our surroundings, including our families, broader culture, workplaces, nature, and political climates. What does that mean?
Yeah, so thinking about the modalities that I use, I'm definitely informed by like feminist family therapy, and the ideas that we live in gendered worlds where there are certain imperatives that are placed on us about who we are and what we do based on how we've been gendered. From the minute I was assigned female, I was told, okay, these are the kind of clothing that you're going to wear, these are the type of play that you're going to engage in as a child, the path that maybe your life will take because of social expectations.
But what do you mean by assigned female?
Yeah, I was trying
That's what I was trying to figure out too.
Assigned
Born.
female.
Yeah, so most times people when they're born, they're assigned a gender,
By
the doctor.
doctors.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do they base that assignment on?
So basically, it's based on genitalia. So people looking at genitalia and deciding, okay, this is a girl or a boy.
Can I pause right quick?
And we
You
know
can
now
pause it,
that
yeah.
like,
Okay,
Boy.
so hold on. Okay, so hold on. So she said the doctor assigned her gender.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like if the doctor assign you a gender, and then you go home and he say, hey, I made a mistake. You need to bring him back. It's not a boy, it's a girl. Then the parents said, well, he got a private area that's identifying with a boy. He said, nah, bring him back. We're going to take care of that when he get back in. Just bring him back in and we'll take care of that. We're going to make him a girl. So you bring baby
How?
back. She finna tell us how.
She finna tell us how. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay. Because I don't know. I think a classwork.
Huh?
Never mind. I'm sorry. Let's just go. Okay.
that sex and gender are so much more than just this binary. Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I saw it in
how-
books,
how
but it's
gender
just the
works.
little
How do we
thing
know
is a
that-
little bit
How do
bigger.
we know that that's not true? Where did we learn that from?
Yeah, well, I learned that from hearing from transgender people who've said, like, oh, I'm a trans woman, and just because I happen to have a penis, right, that doesn't mean that this is, like, who I am as a person, or that genitalia doesn't equal gender. Who they are, their gender expression, that, yeah, a trans woman is a woman.
With the fluidity of these things, how do I know if I'm a woman? You know,
That's a great question.
I like scented candles. And
Yeah.
I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do I know?
Yeah, Matt, that question right there, like, that question is, like, when it's asked with a lot of curiosity, right, that's the beginning of a lot lot like,
It
gender
should be a
identity
straight
development
answer.
journeys.
Well, how does he know he's
If
not
my
a
mom
woman?
who gave birth to me is a woman, and my wife is a woman, though I haven't asked her. Maybe I should. But if they're all women, and also the boy who sits down with you and says, I think I'm a girl, actually is one, then what is a woman?
Yeah. Great question. I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
I thought therapy would make me less confused.
Right. Me too,
Am I
man.
the only one feeling this way?
No. And I'm a
I
woman.
need to hit the road and find out. We're talking about gender in society. Let's start with a real basic question. What is a woman?
A female.
I don't want to assume, but you guys are all
Yeah.
women?
Yeah, we're women.
So how would you define it, like in the simplest terms?
That is hard. Yeah, it is. It is a stumper.
A woman is someone that likes to be pretty and think of themselves as a delicate creature.
I'm pretty indelicate.
Okay.
I could be a woman too.
Yes, you could.
Defining womanhood is just a project of someone who identifies as a woman.
Yeah, but what do they identify? You see what I'm saying? What do they identify as? They identify as a woman, but what is that?
I honestly don't know.
It's a simple question. So why is it so hard to answer? This is going to take some serious investigation.
I got the answer already.
You got the answer? You gonna hold it? I'm good. I'll wait. You gonna hold it until it? Okay.
For all of human existence, women were understood to be a certain thing. So what changed? No one can seem to answer the question now. Over 2,000 surgeries and counting, Dr. Marcy Bowers is the nation's preeminent sex change surgeon. Surely someone who does sex change surgeries can answer what a woman is.
San Francisco.
Dr. Marcy Bowers, first of all, thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.
So you're a world-renowned gynecologist and surgeon. You're also a transgender woman.
Gynecologist?
Mm-hmm.
They look at who? Who do gynecologists see?
Let's see women.
Can you tell me a little bit
Well,
about...
I mean, I identify as a woman, but
You're a woman, right?
I'm a woman with, I mean, that's my life, day to day, but I have a transgender history.
So one thing on your website, it says gender affirmed, GAV, gender affirming vaginoplasty.
Mm-hmm.
What is that exactly?
A vaginoplasty is the creation of female, a female vagina and vulva. We're altering the physical characteristics of the individual to fit better with a gender identity that is female.
This is all constructed from the penis?
Yes, that's right. The surgeries are quite refined in the sense that they really, not only do they look like female anatomy, but they also function that way. For the most part. I mean, certainly it's a bit of a Faustian bargain. You know, it's not perfect.
Does anyone ever regret their surgeries? Well, we know they do, but how often do people regret their surgeries?
Well, actually, we don't know that they do. There are legitimate detransitioners, and there are people who truly feel that in their journey, they may have made a mistake. Now, fortunately, this is a really, really uncommon phenomenon.
I don't know if you've ever heard of people in the trans-abled community. These are people who are physically able-bodied but feel like they should be disabled or identify as such. For example, a man who has 2 arms but feels like he should have 1. If a man in this kind of marginalized community went to the doctor and said, I want to have my arm cut off, do you think that...
That doesn't have anything to do with gender identity.
someone's self-identity.
That's someone who has and I'll accept it as a mental diagnosis, a psychiatric condition. I don't even pretend to know what aptomenophilia is all about, but somehow it's the idea that you're fascinated or charmed by having a limb or part of a limb missing. Okay, I would say that's...
Was he being sarcastic with the question?
Pardon my non-medical language. Kooky.
You don't see any? You think this is totally irrelevant?
Yep.
So, the biggest, broadest question is, what is a woman?
A woman is it's a combination of your physical attributes and then what you're showing to the world and the gender clues that you give. And hopefully those match your gender identity.
The critics on the other side of this, of this issue.
There aren't many, but go ahead.
There aren't many who would disagree with what you're saying about...
Well, the dinosaurs of the world are certainly out there.
I hear what she's saying,
How long
but
have
I'm
you
like...
been running this shop here?
He asked us
25 years.
Wow. Now, you had an incident here a little while ago that went really viral online. Lots of reaction in the public.
Aberdeen Councilwoman Tiesa Meskis confronted owner Don Suker about a sign he posted in his store.
One day I just put the sign up over here, and he came around the corner, and I thought, okay, I recognize him. I says, I recognize you. You're our new city councilman. He says, no, I'm your new city councilwoman. So it was kind of on from there.
You know what? It's bullshit.
No, what you're spouting is bullshit.
No, it's not. Trans women are women, sir. That sign is bullshit.
I've been doing this 25 years. I've never had a problem with anybody, whether they're gay, transsexual, anything.
Now, you're saying councilman, this individual was saying, I'm a woman.
Right.
And you said you're not a woman. How do you know that person's not a woman?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Well, common sense.
Trans women are women!
Doesn't the science say that if someone
The thing is, this is how you know, because at the end of the day, if you say how you know, because he may say, well, because he got a penis, right? So will that person cut their penis off and get a vagina? This is how you know. If you can have a baby, you are a woman.
But now you
Simple
don't
as
want
that.
to say
Talking
that
about,
because
birth the baby. If you can birth the baby out of your stomach, out of your womb, you are a woman.
But now what about women that can't get pregnant?
Huh?
What about some women that can't get pregnant? But I guess
no. If they have ovaries, let's put it simple as that. Okay, simple as that. You're born with ovaries.
You're born with ovaries. So let's say, look, if you're born with ovaries, if you're born with fallopian tubes,
yes,
you're born with these things. The doctor did not have to put them inside of you.
You're born with a vagina.
You're born with a
vagina, and you're born with a penis. You are a man. You're born with a vagina. You are a woman.
And fallopian tubes and all the things that connect, and yeah.
It's easy.
Identifies as a woman, then they are.
No. Now that's completely bogus. I don't care if you think you're a sheepdog. If you come into my store, it don't matter to me. Just don't come in and try to shove that shit down my throat.
Yeah. If it makes someone feel better. What about their feelings?
I don't give a shit about their feelings. I'm old.
See, that's see, you know, that's why they said dinosaurs, you know. But the thing is that at the end of the day, I'll be a dinosaur. Cool, if you want to call me a dinosaur, I'll be a dinosaur. At the end of the day, that man should be able to voice his opinion.
Yes.
It's getting to a point where you can't even voice your opinion. If you say anything about anything, they're gonna get pissed off about it.
Yes, and they call you one of those ists.
But they want to be able to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
And you
can't
do that though.
So what is it when you can't voice your opinion, but then they have to voice theirs? And I mean, what is that? Like, don't you still have a voice if you don't agree? Are we supposed to agree with everything? You like Walking Dead. I don't like movies where people eat people. I don't like zombie movies.
Cool.
I just don't. But I'll do my good Freddy Krueger. Or Jason, Michael Myers, but I cannot do a zombie movie. The Night of the Living Dead still scares me. Preference.
What about the Star Wars universe? Jar Jar Binks, pansexual, do you think? Transgender?
Why would I even care?
If it's his truth.
Right, why would I?
Well, it ain't true.
You're not a scientist, you're not a gender studies major, or are you?
No.
Okay. How do you know that you're a man?
How do I know that I'm I guess because I got a dick.
Well, I guess Don isn't overthinking it. He admits he's not
Straight
a
to the
gender
point.
studies major.
His method, keep it simple.
Straight to the point.
Or at the very least, a doctor. Maybe I should go talk to one.
He is doing some traveling.
Lost
Oh, Rhode Island.
My name is Michelle Forcier, and I have a medical degree from University of Connecticut, residency, University of Utah Pediatrics, and I've worked for a number of different Planned Parenthoods for 20 years. I do advanced contraception and abortion, as well as gender hormones, and sort of looking at the whole sort of schema of gender, sex, and reproductive justice.
So you've done a lot of work in this field. Could you just start by telling us?
Sure.
At what age can a child first begin to transition into another gender or identify themselves as a gender different from how they were born?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's research and data that show that babies and infants understand differences in gender. So
What you got to say about that?
Babies and infants know the difference between gender.
So what's your take on it?
I'm just kind of confused. I mean, I'm babysitting the grandbabies now, and they don't seem to know nothing.
Yeah, they don't know how to use the restroom either.
They don't know how to use the bathroom. I've been watching Gracie's Corner every day.
some children figure out their gender really early. And the reason why we are
that part I get.
It's interesting or
Regardless
because
of
they're figuring out their gender identity is not necessarily congruent with their sex assigned at birth.
When the doctor sees the penis and says this is a male, has the sex of male, that's an arbitrary distinction.
Telling that family, based on that little penis, that your child is absolutely 100% male identified, no matter what else occurs in their life, that's not correct.
So what does gender affirmation care? You're a big proponent of. If we walk through, a child is sitting down with you.
So the two. Okay, we have two grandkids on the way. One we know is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
The other we don't know the sex yet.
Say what?
I said we don't know the sex of one of the grandbabies.
Okay.
But so you can't just say that that's not a girl if the doctor and the ultrasound say it's a girl.
Yeah, I get what she's saying. She's saying that that you can't make that determination because later on they may want to transition into a man, a girl maybe want to transition to a man. And the thing is that I see it like monkey see, monkey do. You know what I'm saying? because of society, you know, it's being done, I truly believe that people are following that path. Okay, you felt that way, I feel the same way too. I feel like
Why can't it be like that with like education? If you see a child in class that's thriving and making smart choices, why can't, I mean, if monkey see, monkey do was that simple, we wouldn't have different schools for different kids because of different behaviors.
just the same thing when it comes to
I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking, I don't know.
I mean, you will overthink it if you keep thinking about it like that, because at the end of the day,
They asking the question about what is a woman.
But they make it so make it so difficult though.
Yeah, I'm making it difficult.
It's very difficult now, you know, to ask somebody, what are you? I don't know. 2022. Now, in 1995, you probably got asked that question.
I'm a man, I'm a woman. I'm a man.
Yeah.
You know, you were asking, you told her that. Yeah, of course. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Just my opinion. Okay, let's keep going.
Questioning their gender. What's the gender affirmation process?
Affirmation means that as a pediatrician, as someone who says my job is to provide the best medical care for you, is I need to listen really carefully. And how I put it in words for kids so that they can understand it is, tell me your story. Where have you been in terms of your gender and your gender identity? Where are you right now? And more excitingly, where would you like to be in the future?
Have you ever met a 4-year-old who believes in Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm.
So this is someone who believes that a fat man is traveling through the sky on a flying reindeer at lightning speed, coming down his chimney with presents.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is someone who maybe has a tenuous grasp on reality?
They have an appropriate 4-year-old handle on the
Sure,
reality
agreed.
that's very real for them.
Agreed. But Santa Claus is real for them, but
Yeah.
Santa Claus is not actually real.
Yeah, well, but Santa Claus does deliver their Christmas presents.
Well, yeah, but he's not real, though.
To that child, they are.
When I see a child who, you know, believes in Santa Claus, and then let's say this is a boy and he says, I'm a girl.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone who can't distinguish between fantasy and reality, so how could you take that as a reality?
I would say that as a pediatrician and as a parent, I would say how wonderful my 4-year-old and their imagination is.
Aren't kids famous for their active imaginations? Should we really let our children define reality? If I said that I feel a certain way, then obviously you can't tell me I don't feel that way.
Right.
But just because I feel that way, does that mean that it's true?
I mean, if it's your reality, if it's your reality, it's truly like none of my business.
So we all have our own
Identity.
realities? What if I said, I want you to say that it's true that I'm a woman? Would you say that?
I would also say that.
If you want,
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. Like,
Right.
whatever makes you happy.
What's true to you can be false to me. So like, it's like.
What if I said that it's true? My truth is that you don't exist. Does that mean you no longer exist?
I mean, if that's your truth, sure. I don't.
Yeah, that's yours.
Because it's
But
like.
you do.
Well, I mean, if you're saying that I do, then I do.
Well, but even if I said that you don't, you still do, because we're having this conversation.
I mean, are we?
I think so. I mean, I thought.
That's what you think.
Well, I should have known it would be hard to define reality in Hollywood. I should probably look to the place where truth is the foremost pursuit. The American University.
What we do in gender studies is not just reduce gender to what psychologists might call individual differences, but rather thinking about gender, and that's not women and man, but gender as a social form, something that kind of infuses itself into virtually all aspects of social life.
Let's talk about that then. I guess we should start with, we've got gender and sex, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the two? Is there a difference?
I saw that in your questions and I thought, my goodness, this is what we spend an entire semester kind of thinking through. But what we tend to think about in the social sciences today is that sex refers to a set of biological characteristics and gender is a social construct or category. What I think is often misleading about that characterization is allowed to be sort of messy and complicated. But in that framing, when you split them up into these wholly discrete constructs, studies scholars, and really more specifically people who study gender and sex, we're not talking about sexuality right now. In the kind of academic universe that I travel in is that we see how deeply gendered ideas, cultural ideas about masculinity, femininity, maleness, and femaleness, both in humans and in lots of other animals.
So are gender and sex two different things?
They both are and they aren't. I'm comfortable saying that gender and sex are two different constructs, but they're deeply intertwined with each other.
We're talking about gender and sex. There's a lot of controversies there. If we're talking about a trans woman has all of the male physical characteristics, so would that not be a male? Couldn't we plainly say this person is a male?
Well, I guess it's like, why are you asking the question? I think I want to understand sort of why that's so important. So if someone tells you...
Just to sort of understand reality, you know?
Well, I mean, I think when someone tells you who they are, you should believe them. So if a person says that they're a woman or they're a man, then that's them telling you their gender is. I'm not so sure what social... interactions would have to do with maleness or femaleness that would.
Well, I'm not even talking about social context. I'm just trying to start by getting to the truth. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of like getting to the truth again in social life.
Why is that?
Because that it sounds actually deeply transphobic to me. And if you keep probing, we're going to stop the interview.
If I probe about what the truth is.
You keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude. I'm saying to you...
How is the word truth condescending and rude?
Why don't you tell me what your truth is, and you're walking on 30 seconds more of thin ice before I get up.
What my truth is? Well, I don't think I really have a truth. I think that there's just the truth.
Yeah.
Like the reality. And so we should begin by trying to figure out what the reality is.
And why are you concerned with when someone else tells you that they're a man, or even if they use the word male, why are you concerned with not believing them?
Well, you keep bringing it back to, how do you respond in a social situation?
That's what I do. I'm a social scientist.
Well, right. But we're in a university. This is a place of understanding truth, isn't it? Or
absolutely. We pursue truth, and I'm a social scientist, and that's what I do.
You just said the truth is transphobic.
That you would say, if you're saying the truth is that I get to say, you're not a man, show me your genitalia, that's transphobic.
No, I don't want to see anybody's genitalia. I just mean, someone can make a statement about themselves that could be untrue. Like, for example, if I were to say that I'm a black man, could you accept that, or would you be skeptical?
Are you black? Are you African American? Or are you biracial?
I don't think so.
Well, you don't look that, and I don't think it doesn't sound like that's a genuine statement of who you are.
Okay, so that's my point. I could make a statement about who I am that's incorrect.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I think it's well established that human beings can lie, yes.
You make a sexual statement.
Or not even lie. I mean, I could just be mistaken.
Right.
Yeah.
This is heavy.
I guess this all comes down to really one question. Especially women, gender and sexuality studies. So what is a woman?
Kill me how he asked this question. Like, he ain't got the answer yet.
Why do you ask that question?
I just really like to know.
What do you think the answer to that question is?
Well, I'm asking. That's why I came to a college professor who's this is what you do.
What other kinds of answers have you gotten?
A lot of like this, where you're not answering. I've gotten a lot of that. So.
I think it's interesting that you say that some of the people you've interviewed have been reluctant to answer it, and I think that has a lot to do with the questions that preceded it, and the way that you've conducted yourself in the interview.
How have I conducted myself?
How do you think you've conducted yourself?
You say when you conduct yourself, right?
You
You should
really
be
don't want to
able
answer the
them.
questions, do you?
I came today very willing and enthusiastic about answering questions about women's and gender sexuality studies, which is
So you
what I
wanted
do.
you wanted to answer questions about women's studies, and so shouldn't the first answer you should be able to provide is what exactly is a woman?
Well, for me, it's actually a really simple answer, and that's a person who identifies as a woman.
But what are they identifying as?
As a woman.
But what is that?
As a woman.
Do you know what a circular definition is?
I do.
It's sort of like what you're doing right now, where a woman is a woman.
Well, because you're seeking what we would call in my field of work an essentialist definition of gender. I think it sounds like you would like me to give you a set of biological or cultural characteristics that are associated with one gender or the other.
I'm not seeking any type of definition, I'm just seeking a definition.
Yeah, and I gave you one.
Well, now I can say I've been to college. Glad I didn't pay for it. Is there anyone willing to give me a straight answer?
Yeah.
Ideally, somebody with a bunch of medical degrees on the wall.
Let's try there.
Dr. Grossman, thanks for talking to us.
You got
You're a psychiatrist, medical doctor, and you've done a lot of work in child psychiatry. What is transgenderism from a psychiatric standpoint?
The best way to approach it is by speaking about gender dysphoria, which is an intense loathing and discomfort with one's biological sex. They exist anywhere between 1 in 30,000 people and 1 in 110,000. It's important to distinguish those people from what's happening much more recently, which is kids that never had any discomfort or dysphoria, as it's now called, with their biological sex. And then quite suddenly, as preteens or as adolescents, they come out and they announce that they are gender fluid, or they start to question their sex. So first, let's define the terms sex and gender.
Yes, please.
Sex is biology. Sex is unchanging. It's based on chromosomes. 99.999% of the cells in the body are marked either male or female. Gender, on the other hand, is a perception. It's a feeling. It's a way of identifying. It's an experience. Okay, that's subjective.
It sounds like what you're saying is that if a man is a male but thinks of himself as a woman, he's not actually a woman?
That's correct.
Male gametes. That's what makes me male.
No, your sperm don't make you male.
Then what does?
It's a constellation.
In reality. In truth. Okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
You're not listening.
If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world?
Does a chicken have gender identity? Does a chicken cry?
Well,
Does a chicken commit suicide? Let's
What does that have to do
frame
with-
it, because you're trying to...
Chicken has sex like any
A chicken
biological
has
organism.
an assigned gender, but a chicken doesn't have a gender identity.
So we assign female to chickens when they lay eggs?
We assume they're female if they lay eggs.
Now, I was told that really everyone agrees with the current approach to gender and transitioning kids and all of that. And if you don't agree, that you're a dinosaur and a bigot. So, are you a bigoted dinosaur?
I'm not bigoted and I'm not a dinosaur.
Amen, Gar.
I am rooted in reality and in science.
Whose reality?
There's one reality.
The first race that I competed against a transgender athlete was during my freshman year. And once the gun went off, the two transgender athletes took off flying and left all of us girls in the dust. Throughout all 4 years of high school, I was forced to compete against biological males. I only competed against them in the sprinting events, but I raced against these athletes over a dozen times throughout the years, and every single time I lost.
Did they inch you out of medals that you would have won otherwise, or trophies you would have won?
They beat me out by 20 meters out of medals and qualifying spots. I missed out on qualifying for New England's. I had to go in the long jump and the 4x200 meter relay, so I was forced on the sidelines in my own event. And if they were not there, I would have been able to qualify. So I missed out on so much throughout my high school career.
Did they?
That's it. To be continued tomorrow.
Wow, this is heavy.
That's interesting what she's saying.
It
man,
is.
'cause, of course, a man gonna be able to beat a woman.
But you know,
swimming, racing, boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're built.
Y'all are built differently.
Right.
But I mean, but that's
Put your
the
hands
thing.
on my hands. Okay. Nah, my hands is a whole lot bigger than hers.
I mean, you can look at our shoulders and
Yeah, look at my shoulders.
But I mean, that's what I'm
Put your arm
saying.
right there. See that?
I'm kind of FAT, but it's okay.
No. See that? See the muscle.
The muscle
definition. Yeah. So people built different.
But you know,
it's not fair. So you be what you want to be, but then when it comes to sports, you need to, if you become a man that becomes a transgender woman, then you need to still race with the men.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You can do what you want to do. That's your business.
Nobody's saying that, hey, you guys are, somebody is wrong or more right than the other. It's just, of course, we're going to give our opinion here.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it blunt. My opinion does not matter, but when it comes to, my opinion
don't matter either.
You ask me when it comes to the word, because I have a relationship with God. So when it comes to the word of God, then I have to keep it. I gotta give you what the word says, because my opinion does. It stop my opinion. When it comes to the word, it's what the word says. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you entitled to do what you want to do. That's your business.
It's your life. You do what you want to do. But we just, hey, I mean, this is an awesome documentary. I can't wait to dive into the next part of that. But
hey, man, you guys comment, man.
Yes, let us know when y'all ready for part 2.
And subscribe, man.
And
subscribe. We're gonna do part 2.
Yes.
We're doing part 2.
We should have time tomorrow.
Okay.
To go into it.
Yeah, part 2, man. To do a part 3.
I mean, we're actually blind reacting to this. We're just like we're watching it as we're recording.
I'm actually excited about it, man. I actually, when we get off, I want to look at it some more, but I can't do that. So I'm ready to get to this thing tomorrow, man.
But yes.
But I feel that woman was. I feel that.
I feel her too,
man,
as a woman,
hard, man.
because we
all
already
through school, you're training, and then when you get to now, it's to a point where you got a race against a man. God,
that identifies as a woman. So yeah, it's hard. It's heartbreaking too, and everybody wants their child to be fairly treated, and I get that. But this young lady is talking about now. I mean, this is something that she's worked hard for. And she said that these are biologically men.
It's the military has
20
this thing.
meters.
They always broadcast when I was young. It was be all you can be. Join the army. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh man, I can be all I can be if I just join the army, man. I think that a lot of times they put this stuff out here. Hey, you can be whatever you want when it comes to gender. You can be a woman or you could be a man. It's your choice. And so now I'm basing it off of how I feel. Well, today I feel like I feel very, very sensitive. So I want to be a woman. Today I feel very masculine. I want to be a man.
But that's what she was saying. That some people regret the choice, and of course she was.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it was one person. I got to find it, but she had this dude changed himself to a woman, and then he finally got to a point where he was going to church, and he realized, man, I made a mistake, but now he's a woman. You know what I'm saying? He changed everything.
Yeah.
So the thing is that these kids, man, don't have a chance. It is sad, man. It is sad, man. So now it's like we're basing things off of feelings. When you come to like Jacksonville, Florida, man, there's so many murders going on because you hurt my feelings on the internet. If that be the case, just turn the internet off. They call it bullying, cyberbullying, which is not right. But sometimes just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you are going to find people that just bully. That's all they do. It's bully. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, man, you can't go by how you feel. Sometimes I don't feel like going to work.
I don't feel like going to work either.
But I get up and go to work. I've been doing this since
Maybe
driving
shit
truck since 2000. I feel like going to work sometimes. I want to lay in the bed, relax. If I'm a wife, man, don't do nothing. But if I don't go to work, bills don't get paid, man. So I can't go by my feelings. I can't.
If we all go by our feelings, I think nobody have a job.
Now understand bullying. That is not right.
That is not
man.
okay. Bullying.
They do it online
okay.
with the comments and everything, man. And that's just some people gonna be like that. And you got to learn how to go past it.
Yeah.
Go past it. Some people gonna be idiots. That it is what it is. I tell people this: if a person show you who they are, just believe them. Believe it. If they show you who they are, believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it, man. You gonna be an idiot, you're an idiot. It is what it is.
Hey, there you are.
Your butt. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
So I don't expect nothing different from you. Wow. Bottom line. Now, far as gender, like I said, gender, it just
gender and sex.
It's if you want to be a man, but just don't force that on me. Saying I got to say that you a man and you are a woman. Don't force that on me. Because I ain't forcing.
Y'all saw that old man in that shop. Don't force it on him. But you don't want to force it on people. I mean, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. All right, guys. So we're gonna stop right there. Yeah. But we're gonna be getting ready for part 2. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the rest of it.
I'm gonna sneak up here when she's sleeping.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm not gonna get logged in. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all back.